If I could sit down with my 20-year-old self, I'd tell her this: stop trying to do it all. Stop running yourself ragged to prove you're strong. Strength isn't about how much you can carry, it's about knowing when to put things down. What I didn't know then, but I know now, is that taking care of yourself first is the smartest investment you can ever make. Welcome back to the Maven Matriarch. I'm your host, Bianca Marie Burke, and today's episode is one of those conversations I wish someone had had with me when I was younger. Because let's be very real. When you're 20, you think you're invincible. You think hustle is the way to the top, and saying yes to everything makes you valuable. What I didn't understand then is that constantly pouring out without refilling myself would cost me. It would cost me my health, my peace, and my joy. I remember being in my early 20s, working, studying, trying to build my life, and saying yes to everybody. Family needed me, I was there. Friends called at midnight, I answered. My job asked for overtime, of course. My boyfriend always wanted to hang out. Okay. I was an overachiever and a people pleaser. I thought my value was in how much I could give other people. The more I gave, the more invisible I felt. And that's the kicker. No one was checking on me. No one was saying, Bianca, are you okay? Do you need a break? Do you need a moment? I thought being strong meant carrying all of this in silence until I finally had my first panic attack. I wish my 20-year-old self knew this. Strength isn't how much you can carry for other people. It's knowing when to set things down so you can breathe. Now let's get something straight. Self-care isn't just about bubble baths and mimosas on Sundays. Those are surface level things, right? Because it's deeper than that. I'll give you an example. When I became a mom, I realized that real self-care looked like sleeping instead of folding laundry at midnight. It looked like telling people no, even if they don't like it. It looked like asking my husband to handle the baby so I could shower in peace without guilt. Even though he works 10 to 12-hour days, I'm on the clock 24/7, and I needed the support. So that's when I got it. Okay, self-care is about building systems that keep you whole. It's mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. And it's not always glamorous. Sometimes it's literally making sure you drink enough water and eat something green each day. If my 20-year-old self had understood that, she wouldn't have been skipping meals, overworking, and thinking exhaustion was normal. Let's talk about motherhood. Let's talk about the myth that we need to be martyrs in this era. Motherhood makes all of this tricky. There's this unspoken rule that a good mom sacrifices everything. I certainly fell into that trap, and it's not our fault. This way of mothering has been ingrained into many of us. I grew up with a mom who was self sacrificial, and although I strive to be as good a mom as she has been to us, I also want to mother in a way that doesn't fill me with regret or resentment. When my daughter was born, I thought every moment had to revolve around her. I wouldn't even let anyone help. I wouldn't rest. I wouldn't even admit when I was overwhelmed. I thought that if I didn't give 100% every single second, I was failing as a mom. I was failing her. And here's what happened: I was tired, irritable, and snappy. My family did not get the best of me. I did not get the best of me. All everyone else got was leftovers. So the day that it clicked, I remember rocking my baby, crying quietly because I was just done. I was overwhelmed, and it hit me. This is not sustainable. I can't keep going on like this. My daughter doesn't need a martyr. She needs a mom who is alive, healthy, and joyful. So that moment truly shifted everything for me. I started asking for help. I started saying no when I needed to. And you know what? My daughter was fine. In fact, she was better because I was better. So here's where it gets practical, because I love to leave you with some tools that will help you navigate some of these things. I know you're busy, and these tools will help you more than just a pep talk. So, first things first, schedule you first. Literally, put yourself on your calendar before anyone else. Block time for something that you want to do and make it non negotiable. For me, my morning coffee, my journaling, my book is non negotiable. Find something that you can implement in your day, whatever time of day that suits you and your schedule, but do it for you and make it something that you do consistently. Second, build non negotiables. So you want to build on that. So for me, I know that I'm doing my facial. I do an at home facial once a week. No matter how tired I am, no matter what else I need to get done, it's small, but it tells my brain that I matter. I'm on the schedule. Thirdly, say no with grace. Okay? It's easier said than done. Early on, I said yes, mostly out of guilt. And now I say, thank you so much for thinking of me, but I can't commit to that right now. Period. No excuses needed. 4, ask for help unapologetically. When I finally started leaning more on my husband and even asking family for a little support, I realized that I wasn't failing. I was actually creating space for myself to thrive. I wouldn't ask my husband for help because, as I said, he does work long hours, and I assume that, he's tired and he's had a long day outside of the home. Um, but I really needed to get out of my head with that and just ask. And he's happy to do it. Lastly, and this is for the stay at home moms because I know that they can benefit from this the most. Because as a stay at home mom, we can get caught up in the home and in our family and sometimes neglect ourselves. But we have to remember that we're not single faceted beings. We are multifaceted beings, and we are so much more than the things that we do each day. This is why it is so important that you take into consideration doing this final step, and that is investing in growth. My MBA journey, that's self care. Building a business that I'm passionate about, that is self care. Therapy, self care. Hiring a sitter so I can breathe, also self care. It is so important, and I can't stress this enough, to invest in yourself and invest in your growth on a on every level, on a personal development level, on a career level, relationships, everything. We have so many different sides to us and so many things to be passionate about other than what the things we do in the home to keep the home together. Those are important, but these things are important as well. And I'm not saying you can't be passionate, please, about your family and taking care of your home. But what else moves you? If I could sit across from my 20-year-old self right now, I'd take her hand and I'd say, baby girl, stop trying to prove you are worthy by running yourself into the ground. You already are enough. You don't need to sacrifice your well being to be loved and respected or to be successful. Take care of yourself first and foremost, because when you're whole, everything else, your relationships, your career, your future family will thrive. Rest is not weakness. Boundaries are not selfish. Choosing yourself is not neglect. It is the blueprint for the life that you dream about. So, Maven Matriarchs, let this be your reminder. Fill your cup first, because it's not an indulgence, it's intelligence. The women who win are not the ones who burn out. They are the ones who know their worth, who honor their needs, and unapologetically prioritize themselves. And when you do that, everyone around you wins as well. Please, if today's message spoke to you, share it with a friend who needs the reminder. I want to thank you for joining me on this episode of the Maven Matriarch. And remember, you are worthy of the same love and care you so freely give to everyone else. Until next time, stay intentional, stay radiant, and always, always take care of yourself first.